Welcome to Sean Christopher Dockery's studio tour summer 2020. Figured it was a good time to do an update since I have some new keyboards and various other gear and a lot of lights as usual. You know I like my lights. Just give you a view, 360 degree view. And at the end of the video, I'm going to have a slideshow of the actual build when this was just a bonus room when we bought the house. Okay, I'm going to go through all the synthesizers first. First off, I have the Sequential Pro 3 Special Edition. It's got this tilting panel here, which is really great to adjust the angle on it. Fantastic sounding synth. At first I wondered if I should have two monos, because as I'll show you next, I have the Moog Subsequent 37 CV. But the Pro 3 has a totally different sound, and once I started playing around with it, I knew she was a keeper. But very sturdy, built like a tank. Highly recommend it. Okay, the Moog Sub 37 CV. You just gotta have a Moog if you're really serious into synthesizers. Love this thing. It looks great and of course sounds great. It's a Moog. Built like a tank. It just has a great sound. Definitely gonna keep this one for a long time. Okay, my next synth down is the Modal Electronics 002 or 002. It's a hybrid, kind of like an analog digital, and just has a really great sound. I use it in a whole lot of my productions. Built very well. It's just a great keyboard. Next down, I acquired this year. It's an Oberheim OB8 from 1983, I think it was built in. It was the next one, the successor to the OBXA. I got it in pretty good shape. It just needs a little TLC. Some of the pan pots need to be adjusted. And then I'm probably gonna do the mod that gives it a sound a little more like the OBXA, gives it a little more oomph on the low end. Anyway, just has a great sound, gives me that 80s vintage synth sound that I crave. Being an 80s guy, I was born in 1969, so I spent all my teenage years in the 80s. So as you will see later, I have a lot of 80s memorabilia in here. Okay, let's turn around to here. On top we have the Prophet 12 Special Edition. Love the sound of this thing. This was the last run of the Prophet 12, and if I remember correctly, there's only 100 of these special editions. So I feel very privileged to have one of these. And next down is the awesome Korg Trident MK1 version. And it's somewhat limited, but what it does very well. And I especially love the strings on it. Just has a gorgeous string sound and a great synth section also in brass. Let's see. Next down, I have my Balearin the River, or Balearin the River. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And if you remember, a year ago I had a black one, and Laurent from Balearin is just so awesome. The original one had some shipping damage that he decided it was better off for me to get a brand new one. And he let me switch colors, so I decided to get a white one. And such a great company. And I love this thing. It's got a great sound on it. Anyway, love this thing. I put some custom wood cheeks on each side of zebra wood, so gives it an extra sharp look in my opinion. Okay, next is my sequential OB6. It is a collaboration, or was a collaboration, between Dave Smith and Tom Oberheim, and it gives you some of the flavor of the old vintage Oberheims, but with a lot of new features that the older ones do not have. And just a fantastic sound playing it off this montage here. But built like a tank and very reliable. Let's see, next we have my Yamaha Montage 7. Really enjoying this. It's my main studio controller right now, and got a great touch button screen and a lot of knobs and faders for hands-on control, and just has fantastic sounds. And I used to own a Motif many years ago, and it was great to get all the old presets back from the Motif on the Montage. Of course, the Montage has just been greatly enhanced over the older Motifs. And last but not least, I don't have it hooked up, but I have a Behringer VC 340 vocoder, and you know, it gives you all those old classic 80s vocoder sound. If you listen to one of my videos, the Putting on the Ritz, I used it on that one, and it did a fantastic job. Let's see, I also have a, I don't know how they pronounce it, Native Instruments, they say machine or machina. Anyway, love this thing. It's, the pads are really very sturdy, thing is well built. Anyway, this thing sounds incredible with the great library of percussion that came with, and it's just fun to use. So that takes care of all the instruments, well, should I say all the electronic instruments. I also have a Strat. It's the Mexican-made one. So I got it for, probably a few $100 less than you would buy a regular American-made Strat for. But I'm not a guitar player, so I really didn't, you know, probably had no business buying something this expensive. But it looks really nice, and one of these days I'm gonna get off my butt and learn how to play a little better. And at least I have something for when guest musicians come in here and perhaps need an instrument to play. Okay, I love my 80s. Got my Pac-Man going after the ghost. And got Gizmo there watching the Strat. And I got my Millennium Falcon. Saw Star Wars in the theater when I was 8 years old, the original Star Wars, the good one. And I got my Tetris light. So yeah, hopefully over the years I'll start finding some more 80s lights. I'm obsessed with LED lights. I figured your studio should be a place that makes you happy to be in there, and I don't know, all these LED lights, the colored ones, just give me a happier vibe and makes me want to be in here more often. And that's what it's all about. Having a space that makes you want to stay in as long as possible to create. Still have my focals, the twins. Very impressed by the sound of these things. They've never let me down. I really have nothing to complain about on these monitors. And there's the subwoofer back there, to also focal. And then on top I have these, oh shoot, I forgot the, is it Aventone? They kind of give you a very sound kind of like more what you'd hear on a laptop or a small radio. A great way to check your mixes. For getting audio in and out of my DAW, I use the Orion 32 Plus by Antelope Audio, and then sitting above that is the Satori, also by Antelope Audio. It's an 8-channel summing mixer, and it's got a lot of ins and outs for monitor control, etc. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Oh yeah, I have a PreSonus L700 preamp. So far, I'm really enjoying the sound I'm getting out of it. Okay, oh yes, I have my Windows PC down here, running Windows 10, 32 gigabytes of RAM. I think I am now up to about 10 terabytes of SSD drives. If you're serious with your music computer, especially if you're doing a lot of samples, you really need to use SSD drives, in my opinion. Anyway, they're very quiet, they don't get hot, and they're very fast, of course. So yeah, the computer seems to be running very well. Very happy with how it runs Cubase, and that is the next thing I'll show you. I use Cubase 10.5 Pro they're up to. I've been very happy with Steinberg. I think I started using it probably in 1989, back when the Atari ST was out and had built-in MIDI ports. So yeah, I've seen Cubase really progress and change over the years. I control Cubase with these two controllers. One is the MC Transport, and the other one is the Avid Artist Control. Huge time saver having both of these, and there is no way I'd want to be writing music without one of these puppies. I also have a Steinberg computer keyboard, which is obviously really nice working with Cubase. All right, for the mess back here, on right below the subwoofer, I have this very heavy, pretty solid piece of it's a stand with all filled with absorption material, fiberglass and whatnot. Very heavy, but it keeps all that bass energy from spreading to the floor. And then, I know it's, like I said, kind of messy. I'm doing some work back here, but in the custom desk, I built this cavity back here to have all my cables and plugs in there. And this will shut. I just have a cable going through it, which I can't shut right now, but normally it stays shut. And great way to hide some of the spaghetti back here. If I could build this desk again, I'd probably do a few things different, but it is kind of nice having a design that no one else has, because I designed it on a CAD program, and then my friend and I, well, mostly my friend, because he's the real expert at woodworking, built it in his shop. Let's see, down here, I've been using the iConnectivity what is it, the oh, I forgot what this one's called. Is it the Mio 10? Anyway, it's the newest one that just came out a few months ago. I upgraded, and it does pretty well. Getting my MIDI in and out, uses USB and regular DIN MIDI cables or connections. And then just my power converter and CD player and whatnot. Okay, what else can I show you? This area of the room used to be a closet, but I made it into a little cubby area. Got a little cabinet down there for storage, and got a little shelf in there with pictures, whatnot. I think it's important to have something that brings back good memories in your work environment. And I have a picture of my little boy there when he was a baby and a few years ago, and my wife and I. My last CD, and then when I was back in my band days, when I toured Southeast Asia, did Hong Kong, Singapore, and Bangkok for about a year. And I am the second one from the right. Boy, I was young and thin. What happened? Got my electric coffee heater. I gotta have my warm coffee or tea throughout the day when I'm writing. My wife Ann helped me with was these track lights, these adjustable spotlights. So they're definitely great for aiming towards the bass trap area, just to give it that extra something special on the ambiance. I got one aimed down towards Gizmo there in the guitar, and the other bass trap. Got one up here by the mix coupler coming down to my work area back there. And then of course all these lights. Oops. I got a dimmer on them. So I usually like working in lower light, just a little more relaxing, but when need to see, I got the brighter lights. Here is my studio chair. I have lumbar support there and a couple of thick pads to sit on. I messed up my back pretty bad while serving in the Army in I think this happened about 1991. Anyway, unfortunately, I can't spend a whole lot of time sitting in the chair before I just have too much pain and I have to come to the couch and sit there and lie down with a heat pad. Music writing definitely helps keep my spirits up, especially during very tough years like this year has been for most of us. You can also see a gong behind my headphone neon light. Show you, I bought these LED lights and I got them positioned under the two top keyboards, and so I could do any color that I want to for just to give me a little extra lighting for underneath my synths. I've got the same ones over here. And have a TV in here. I know there'd be some who will say that you shouldn't have a TV in your workspace, but like I mentioned earlier, with the aches and pains that I have, I cannot spend a lot of time in the studio chair without having to recuperate with a heat pad on the couch. Therefore, I like to watch some TV and watch some YouTube videos. At least when I cannot be writing music due to physical issues, it's great to be able to relax in my favorite room in the house. And we got the couplers back here, diffusion couplers on the wall, and got one on the door, and then one up here above the mixing position. And I'm sure you may know by now, we've been selling these in a kit, so you can buy it all and put it together yourself and save a lot of money over what a pre-made one would cost you. So check the links in the description of this video, and you can go check out our website, jazzacoustics.com. So then you can see above there I have more absorption pads up on the ceiling here. Well, let's see if you can see them. Yeah, there you go. Get a better view over here. And then like I explained in my first video, this was a bonus room, and I hired some drywall experts to put 2 layers of drywall. So they put 1 layer of the thicker stuff, I think the 3/4, and put it over the regular walls, and then made a resilient channel in between the second layer of drywall. And then I put these cavities in here so I can put the lights in here. Ooh, light that's falling down, I see. So yeah, they go across the whole room. I think it makes it look really cool, obviously being a big light fan. And I can do it any color I want. And then I also have another 60 feet going across the crown above there. And then I got the Owens Corning, I just can't remember what model that is. Anyway, it's the yellow stuff. And I found that it was better than the rock wool that I'd used in my previous studio. So let's see, anything else I can say here? I think I pretty much got most of it, but anyway, I hope this gives you a nice update. And like I said, stay tuned on this video, and I'm going to put some still shots of when the studio was being built, and I'll put some other photos of the views I get out of the... Who is here? It is my... Oh, hold it real quick. It is my... Oh, come on in. It's my better half, my wife, Anne-Marie.
Hi.
And she is the one that I cannot get any piece of music out without her blessing, because she has got a really good ear. She's a great singer, vocal coach, and just I'm the luckiest man to have her as a life partner, be my wife, mother to my son.
Oh, he's too kind.
Hello everyone, I just wanted to say a personal thank you for supporting my channel. It really means a lot to me to have you all listen to my work. I can't believe I have been writing now for over 30 years. So hopefully, as you can hear, as you can tell by the videos, I have a wide variety of genres that I like to write. Everything from new age music, which that's when I started this YouTube channel, was my last couple of albums with new age music that had synthesizer, but a lot of vocals and string sections. So hopefully fans of that can still appreciate the covers I've been doing of 80s music, also movie soundtracks, and classical music with the synthesizers here. So hopefully there's something for everyone, and I hope to keep, over the years, trying to do varieties of different things to, hopefully find something for everyone to enjoy. Oh yeah, quick reminder, I wanted to make sure, check out the links for the mix coupler kits we sell. Definitely been getting some really good reviews, and we just started, besides the one overhead, we started doing kits for the 2x2 and 2x4 sizes, and we'll eventually do the 4x4s. So putting them together yourself, definitely saves you money versus buying one that's already been assembled, and it's really easy to assemble. Lastly, I know I get on music forums a lot of the younger musicians out there. They'll talk about they don't think they'll ever have something like this, and it makes me sad when I hear that. But with smart planning and spending money on the things that really matter to you, if music is where what you want to do and you want that to be your life, don't spend a lot of money on fancy cars. Spend it in here. There's still money to be made in music. One of my songs I wrote 8 years ago on an album, just a string quartet that I didn't really think was going to go much anywhere but be a filler track. I've made enough money off that one song, enough to pay for every one of these hardware synths I've made from just that one song. And then, I've done a lot of television work in the past, and so it adds up. Anyway, there's money to be made, whether it's, doing music, background music for television, or albums, or even, YouTube. I've seen people on YouTube who have been doing it for many years and are just doing really well. I would be happy if I could do half as well as some of these people I've seen on YouTube. It's just incredible. Anyway, dabble in a lot of different things in music, and if you keep going and don't give up, you can make money. So thanks again. Make sure and stick around. We'll be putting some, like I mentioned before, some pictures, a slideshow of the building of this studio here when it was just a bonus room. And I guess that's about it. Thank you again for supporting my channel. And from the bottom of my heart, I truly thank you for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. Take care, God bless, and happy music composing to all you guys. Bye.
Le chemin de la liberté nous conduit vers la source de l'amour, la rivière. Calme et douce suit son cours dans les montagnes verdoyantes de cascades.
une atmosphère épais, j'écris ce livre. Tant pis, dans ce monde de fous, on s'en fout, tout le monde s'en fout, y a pas de moyen d'aller partout. Si tu les vois, c'est encore la même chose. Je me repose avec l'esprit épanoui, pas d'argent et pas d'ennui. Tant pis à ceux qui veulent venir pour s'introduire comme des rois. Je sais que l'argent est le roi, mais pour moi, tant pis, l'amour est roi. C'est vrai, pourquoi? Je ne sais pas pourquoi. Tant pis, l'amour est roi.
Le chemin de la liberté nous conduit vers la source de l'amour, la rivière. Calme et douce suit son cours dans les montagnes verdoyantes de cascades. Le chemin de la liberté nous conduit vers la source de l'amour, la rivière. Calme et douce suit son cours dans les montagnes verdoyantes de cascades.
C'est vrai, j'écris un livre, tout est pareil, y a rien à faire, tout le monde s'éveille. Je pars à Paris pour l'abeille, mais tant pis pour toi, y a rien à faire. Je reprends mon esprit à chaque fois quand je vois que l'amour est le roi. Tant pis pour toi et pour moi, s'il y a pas d'argent, on s'en fout. Y a pas de raison pour s'entretuer, tout le temps ils s'entretuent. Je ne sais pas pourquoi dans la rue on entend les fusils qui grondent. Tout le monde, où sont passés? La tête est perdue, le mal est perdu. Je ne sais même pas où je vis, dans un paradis ou à l'enfer. Mais tant pis, chaque personne est fière d'être ce qu'ils veulent. Tant pis, je suis le roi, je marche encore, je ne sais pas pourquoi. On me voit tout le temps dans les yeux, je regarde, je ne sais même pas d'où je viens. Tant pis, s'ils n'ont pas compris, car je respire l'air naturel et pur, comme tu la vois. Tant pis pour ceux qui sont là et toi. Je reviens encore une fois, car ils m'appellent Benji, tu vois. Je ne sais même pas combien de fois, mais quand je le répète, tout le monde sait que l'amour est le roi.
Le chemin de la liberté nous conduit vers la source de l'amour, la rivière. Calme et douce suit son cours dans les montagnes verdoyantes de cascades. Le chemin de la liberté nous conduit vers la source de l'amour, la